I pledge allegiance to the
To the
flag of the
flag
United
of the
States
United
United
States
States
of
of
America
America,
and
and
to
to
the
the
republic
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 for which it
for
for
which
which
it
it
stands,
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 one
one
nation,
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 under
under
God,
under
God,
God,
indivisible,
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 with
with
liberty
liberty
and
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 justice
justice.
for all.
justice for all.
Thank you. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do the roll call. Marita, I see Marita there. Happy New Year. Donna Lynn Wales is here. Sue is here. Aaron is here. Ray had a business meeting. He could not be with us. Kevin is here. And I just want to announce today that Karen Carty has resigned. She has personal issues that she could not continue her post here with us. I did let the first selectman's office, that happened Monday. So I can understand that. So
I had gotten a text from Karen a little bit on the cryptic side about this, but she did say that she was going to still assist with the presentations. I don't know
correct.
exactly how that is going to look. I'm staying the course, continuing to research, compile, write, edit, and, do what I was doing. So she and I are going to have to reconnect on that. We'll see how it goes. I don't know.
And what I'm going to do, I'll put her as a point in time, I guess you could say, volunteer. When we need a body, say, hey,
Right.
can you come help us? Whatever that thing is. She's willing to do that with us too.
Yeah. I hope she works it out. It was a surprise. I'll be honest with you. Wasn't all that happy about it, but hey, life comes along and sometimes you have to react. So,
Right, right. Um, and so then I am going to be the one taking minutes. Be afraid. And also, just so you know, if I do minutes poorly or if you're never with us, if you go to the town website and you go to the minutes area, there should be a link under the Monroe CT 250 or Monroe Committee where you can see our YouTube channel and you can follow up on our meeting minutes if you ever miss him. So I've asked Ray several times for the November 20th meeting minutes. I don't think they're coming. And honestly, I can't remember what we talked about either. So on that, I think Kevin, you and I had talked a couple times. You were looking for that. I would go to the YouTube channel that you can access through the town website.
okay, thank you. It's funny you can't remember what we talked about. I can't remember inquiring about it. So we're both in a good place.
Good. Good. The other thing that we had, I don't know if anyone or everyone have had a chance to look at the last time we met was December 4th. I don't know if anyone had a chance to look at those meeting minutes, any edits or changes.
I have looked at them. I don't have any edits or changes or comments.
Same.
Okay. All
Should
right.
I move to approve them?
Sure,
I
please.
move to approve the meeting minutes
Okay.
from December 4th, 2025.
I'll second that.
Thank you, Sue.
All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Anyone opposed?
Sorry, Nicole, I'm jumping ahead of you.
It's fine. I forgot. It's little. I only had one cup of coffee this afternoon.
I had 12.
Thank you.
And they're not working.
That's perfect. The next thing on the agenda was the committee's year-to-date financial report. That's the new way we were talking about it. I had not had a chance to go to Munis. I personally have not heard anything. Usually on the 20th of the month, or usually in the town council minutes, they have, if people have donated, and I didn't see anything come through there. So
There wasn't. It was
Yeah.
the usual donations to the usual
okay,
organizations.
that's what
Yep.
I thought. I
Right.
saw that too.
Right.
All right.
That's what I said in the meeting.
The next thing on the order of business was unfinished business, sponsorship update, events update. I didn't know if anyone had any news.
I have events updates,
Okay, go.
but I don't have sponsorship. But Nicole, I sent you a text and you had asked me to put it into the the events worksheet, and I tried and I couldn't do it. So here it is in a quick synopsis.
Okay.
Marita, this is particularly for you. I spoke to Joe Cobsa recently, and we talked about doing the volunteer service day. And he mentioned that when they did it for the high school, typically ended up, the target was 111, from high school down to the green, but typically ended up being A, kind of dangerous, and B, only him and his daughter usually. So he didn't get a lot of input from the volunteers. But one of the things we did talk about was like they used to do a cleanup day, say at Stepney, for the Boy Scouts that were at Stepney or the neighborhood. So he gave me a teacher's name of the Interact Club at the high school, who was very active in promoting community services and other such things. So, Meredith, if you want her name, I can send it to you, and she would be the person to talk to. He basically advised us against doing like the main routes, 111 or 25, but focusing. And when I suggested just neighborhood, he said, yeah, that would work with the volunteers and with our support. He would be happy to send things through the schools to promote activity that way. And then again, through Aaron and his Girl Scout connection, find groups, like if his Girl Scouts want to work on like Great Oak Farm or something, one of the Girl Scouts from that area. So just that kind of that's going to be the hardest part, is just getting the volunteers together and the groups focused.
Mm-hmm.
Beyond that, I asked him about the CT 250 celebration of reading. And Donna, you may know this already, but at the time when I spoke to him, which was before Christmas, he had said that Ian Lowell, I think is the instructional leader for language arts. I think it's him. Pardon me. Or Mike Crowley. I can't remember which one.
Mike
They were-
Crowley.
They were selecting books that were specifically focused on America and the 250th celebration for all the grade levels up and down. So, and he obviously was appreciative of our support of that as well. And the last thing I spoke to anybody about was a woman at the Waterview, and she was very happy to work with us because we are a town committee and would be very likely able to forego the required $2,000 deposit. And we would need to have a 75-person minimum. And she suggested that we go with a 5-hour event, open bar with a sit-down dinner and a formal cocktail hour at $85 per person. And there's multiple reasons why she said that. And I said, it would be cheaper to go, no open bar and cash bar. And she said, no, your best bet, your best package is to do the $85 per person formal cocktail hour and a sit-down dinner, which I was surprised at the cost. I thought it'd be a lot more than that.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's not a very high price.
No, then we would have to add in like say 15 to make a profit. So it's $100 a ticket or something like that, or we don't make a profit. We just have people pay and that's all we do. We're not trying to raise money. We're just trying to have fun. So, and she gave me possible dates. And again, this was before Christmas, March 14th, March 28th, or April 11th. So if we want to do this, we have to move quickly. And I would suggest that we as a committee think about who do we know that we could drag in to go. Like, I think off the top of my head, I could probably bring 15, maybe 6, maybe 20 people. And if each of us have that, we'd hit the 75. Easy, no problem.
It's I missed that. So what is it? 75 people minimum?
Yes.
Okay.
So if this is something we want to consider, I think we should act on it almost immediately. But if nobody has the energy or the wherewithal to do the soliciting of your friend group, then, I don't know. Any people interested?
I don't know that I'm available on those dates. That's the problem. I'm traveling a lot for business, so it's.
So are your friends available?
Maybe I don't like.
Yeah.
But I'll buy a ticket whether they're there or not. But that doesn't help.
Right. It doesn't help the head count.
I don't have a friend group.
Yeah, but Liz has all of Fawn Hollow.
That's our enemies group.
Oh yes, there you go. No, like the head count is basically how many tickets you can sell. It's not if we can sell, I don't think like for example, Aaron, I think if we counted you as one ticket sold, whether or not you show up, we don't care.
Oh
We
no,
care.
I
Yeah.
get it. I don't,
Yeah.
I won't, I don't think I'll be able to sell that many tickets.
Yeah.
My
That's
bandwidth is beyond stretched wide right now,
yeah.
and I don't know that I could do it.
And that's really the question. If we don't think we could each bring in, even with the help of Facebook,
I can
20
barely do
people.
what I'm doing. I could let you guys
Right.
know that. I am
So, and
so
that's
struggling that I'm just gonna leave it at that. I can't go
if
into yeah.
then if everyone agrees with Aaron, let's not put the effort in.
Right.
But if like besides Aaron, if we think we can find that many people, but
Yeah, right, April 11th. I don't know. I'm kind of with Aaron too. With the
Like I love
budget.
the idea, but
Yeah, me
executing
too.
it is. I've worked with the PTO one that we did at Fawn Hollow, and we struggled to sell
yep.
tickets.
No, I that's why nobody
I
wants
was
to
one of
go.
40 people there. You know, it was one of those type of.
Nobody wants to throw a party if nobody wants to go to it. But like, like the idea of having, I don't know, the idea of having a ball for like the America's 250, like the one they did for the kindergarten, for the playground was fantastic. And people really enjoyed themselves. But they had a committee that was much larger than us.
Yeah.
And they were all parents of small children. Like your friend group when you're in elementary school is probably wider than most of us as adults, or you can, anyways, that's fine. So if we're all say no, then, I mean, I'm a yes, but if no one else is a yes, then why
How about
bother?
this? How about I take a roll call? Motions on the floor that we vote on whether or not we will be able to do a water view dinner event on the dates provided by Sue. I'm going to take a vote. May I have a vote?
What were the dates again? It was March 14th. I'm just want to look at my calendar first
Yeah,
to double.
March 14th.
Okay.
March 28th and April 11th. And this was before Christmas. I don't know that she hasn't booked one yet,
Right.
So, but let's do it anyway and see if we can say yes, let's do it. Then I'll go back to her tomorrow. If not, then I'll just call and say no, thank you anyway for your effort and being kind.
Yeah.
And we did.
So I'm going to go ahead and say all in favor, please raise their hand and say yes.
Obviously, me.
I'd be yes, but I can only be yes for April. That's the.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't hear anybody else. So, all saying nay?
Nay.
Yeah. If Donna Lynn, did you say nay too, or you're abstaining?
Yeah, I said it. I did say nay. I was looking at my calendar, and I can tell you that like April 11th, even if we had it, April 11th, that's in between two Easters, and that's not going to fly right there. So,
Yep.
you got the Western Eastern, you got the Eastern Orthodox in between, so it's not a good time. Passover. Unless the only thing I would suggest is that unless we do something smaller and maybe have something at Monroe Social.
I'm not interested in that, quite frankly. Like I want to do an event. If we're not going to do an
I do
event,
too.
I'm not interested in doing like
I know.
let's get 20 people together on Monroe Social. Like
Yeah.
let's
I
either
know.
do it or don't do it. And that's
See,
fine.
I'm for the event, but I'm really for the event, but I don't have the 15 people connection period in
Yeah.
town anymore.
Yep.
I just don't. That's the
And
problem.
I don't think we gain the people on Facebook either. So unless it's a
Yeah.
personal draw, I think maybe we could, but I don't want to risk that.
Yeah,
Right.
I think the group that like the playground had a better association of people because once you have children in school,
That's what I said. Yep.
The network is organic.
Right.
It's there. Yeah. This is not. So sadly, I have to say no.
Okay.
All right.
Marita, I did not hear. If you said it, I didn't hear you.
I did. I said no. No for
Okay.
me.
Okay. So that's a no, but thank you. Thank you for the research, Sue. I know that took time just to call them and play phone tag, but I appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Sue.
Yeah, thanks, Sue.
So, Marita, back to my other piece about the beautification day. If you want, I'll send you the name of the teacher that Joe gave me to organize with them about like the cleanup day.
Yes, please.
All right.
Thank you.
And I can get the Girl Scouts involved at the town level, not just the troop level, but I just need advance notice to kind of they're a slow moving machine. So
Aren't we all?
But
I
that
think
I could definitely do that, the cleanup
I
day.
think
So was there a
mid-April is like
specific-
Earth Day.
Okay, was there a specific day that they were recommending?
No, but in the past we've done it on Earth Day, which I think is April 22nd or around that time. That way
Yeah,
there it's
somewhere
kind of
around there.
cool. It's not like sweaty, it's not gross. But the woman at the high school, she has done a lot of things this way, and she brings a whole crew of high schoolers.
It is April 22nd.
It is, oh, look at me, I just guessed that. Um, is that a Saturday? What day of the
Oh
week
no,
is that?
sorry. That's the one.
A
That's right.
Wednesday.
Yes. No, it's a Wednesday.
So
So
I mean,
you-
you could pick any day you wanted, really,
But
virtually.
like the 18th or the 25th would be the Saturdays before or
Yeah.
and after. So
So I'll send you her name from the high school, and then from there you go on and decide what works best for her and you and their committee. And when you know
Okay,
something, let us know.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. That's all I got.
Okay. Since we're alphabetical, anybody else with events information?
I have it. Yeah, so just to pick up where Sue had touched upon, so I got an email from Joe Cobza. And yes, we are on that list. They're dedicated to doing a celebration day of reading. That's 250th celebration focus. He's reaching out to Mike Crowley, who's the director of curriculum instruction. They're working with the parents council to get those books defined. And so he'll get back to me. So I'm in contact with them. And I told him that that's great. He's going to have, I told him we have a few people I have a few people from the VFW post and the auxiliary who would like to be readers. And I also told him that maybe some of us would probably join that day, as well as being readers as well. So I'm in constant communication with him on that.
What's the date, Donna? Do you have
He
it?
didn't
Already?
have it yet. It usually is in May, I think. I
Yeah, it's
said,
usually
but-
early May, I think.
Yeah, so he
Okay.
doesn't have it nailed down yet. So we're looking in around May. And then for funds, I can hold off on that if you want to go still stay with the events, Nicole.
Let's just stay with events for now.
Yep.
Sponsorships. Did you say, I'm just for the notes, you're faint again, but I heard that you have volunteers from VFW and the brewery?
No, no, well, that would be a different celebration if
It
that's
would
the
be.
case. No, from the VFW post and their auxiliary.
Oh my goodness. This, you can tell where I am.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Anybody else for events? Any thoughts, any actions?
I feel like, oh, I missed a whole big one. We talked about doing the projects for elementary, middle, and high school kids and having each month dedicated to that.
Yeah.
But since we're on such a short leash, I talked with Joe and I said, how would you feel if we sent out a flyer first week of February, inviting every student to participate? And we would give parameters for expectations, like we discussed, elementary, middle, and high schools. And then by the end of February, they submit. And then March becomes the presentation in the library. And it's all ages. I don't know if you'd have enough space. We do the hallways. I'm not even sure how many people we get to respond. But based on what reaction or response we get, then March becomes the display month in the library, maybe be upstairs and downstairs.
And remind me the parameters again, what we were asking.
So like the elementary kids might be asked to America the Beautiful, like maybe the elementary kids draw a picture of what they feel as America the Beautiful is, middle schoolers talk about the flag and what they think, or they draw a picture of the flag and the iterations of the flag. And the high school students are asked to demonstrate feelings, thoughts, pictures, same thing of everybody, what the Declaration of Independence means to them, or a visual present.
Interesting.
So they'd be like all things like America the Beautiful is easy for little elementary school kids, but it gets a little more difficult as they get a little older. And it could be a poem, it could be a pictorial, and it could be like a diorama, whatever.
Cool.
But
And I just want to piggyback on that. I did put in the events spreadsheet that America 250 is having an essay contest. Did you see that as it was coming through? I don't know if you see it on your Facebook pages or if you saw it as ads. They are also running an essay contest. I mean, we could piggyback on both. We could market both at the same time. I can't remember when the essays are due.
I was
It's
gonna say
it's I have to look at it again, what it was.
that might be a lot of information to put out there together. Hopefully, the due date's beyond March
Well,
or
they
beyond
get a
February.
free trip. That's the
Oh,
thing.
yeah, but
It's
they
like it's
focus on
big.
that.
It's like it's national. It's
I
like
spoke.
huge.
Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen CT. I've seen America 250 on NFL games. Like there's a
Yes.
logo everywhere. Like it's starting to get promoted.
Yes. So you
Um,
got, yeah. So what I would need if you wanted to do for the first, February 1st, I would need what you if for flyers or anything you
yes,
need done. I need your like a press release, date, time, what each one is specifically doing. And then so that I can promote it on the Facebook page, I can then link it back to the schools, sharing it with Monroe residents in case people don't know what's going on. So keep me posted. I'll probably need that sooner than later.
I know that's the
Um,
problem.
you
We'd
know,
also
right,
have to run it. We'd have to run it by Joe too
right.
for it
So,
to go to the schools. It has to go through Joe. But
yeah,
he was so okay with it. He's like, sure, whatever. Like he was. We're not going to send out like something ridiculous.
no, but it helps me.
Yep.
So I can do it right. And I don't know, but you probably did this too. You probably, when you write the press release, you actually figure out exactly what you want to say and what you're doing. Sometimes I think, oh, let's do this. I'm like, oh no, that's not what I want to do. So it just helps me a little bit.
All right. Donna Lynn,
Yeah,
will you help me?
sure.
Okay. I'll reach
Yeah,
out to you after this.
yeah, yeah, that's fine. Because we could kind of put that together. One of our thoughts was for this originally.
Right.
So it's fine. Yeah, let's do it. And this
Okay.
way we can put between you and I, we can just tackle maybe all the school activities, right?
Right.
So do
Which I
that.
think this is
Maybe.
probably the biggest one or the only one because we cut back on a lot of stuff last meeting.
Well, that's what I was going to say at the end of this. If we could just, Nicole, kind of recap the events that we are definitely doing, nailing it down. So that would be at the end of this session.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
And
done. I'm really done this time. Thank
no,
you.
and Sue and Donalyn, and I don't want to undermine your work. However, it is a national
Right.
endeavor, that essay where they get the free trip. I mean, I
Sure.
can post it and give it to you and make the flyers or whatever, just to send it out for the heck of it.
If you could text us the dates when you find them, that would be helpful.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I see that more getting distributed by just contacting Joe and putting it through
Townwide.
the school system as opposed to the event that we are proposing of the artwork, et cetera.
Okay.
That.
But-
Let me
But
look
to add
for it.
on to that, that would be independent of the schools. We're not asking the
Exactly.
teachers. We're not asking the teachers or our teachers to help the kids out. This is, hey, mom wants to do it and wants your stuff displayed.
Yeah.
So-
Did you know
Yeah.
that the national endeavor is doing
Right.
that?
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Okay, I'm done.
You sure?
Yep.
All right. When we talked last time, we were saying, what can we really, let's put events that we really can do and what we can really get behind.
Mhm.
So I reached out to Kevin. I went back to my old programming things to do programs here at the library, a series of lectures. Kevin is working on it. We're looking kind of things that we've done in the past, the archaeological importance here, the history of Monroe, kind of really focusing on Monroe, where we are uncovering our history and then kind of where we are in the future, where we're going into it. So I also offered, and I asked Kevin, I am willing to lead in October a Rails to Trail, a trail of lore. If he gives me the script, I am all about being a docent. So I can have volunteers and we can have tour guides to go down the rails to trails, kind of just showing the buildings and things like that. So I offered that to Kevin. I think I did what, 3, Kevin?
Well, I can speak to that
Okay,
if you would like.
sure.
All right. So I am right now trying to kind of converge everything together. So every 2 weeks, I publish a new article for the Historical Society on our Facebook page. And those have been chosen since the last quarter of 2025 to be included in this CT 250. So what I'm doing is right now kind of backfilling with articles that are separate from that. But those will be used in addition to what I'm also working on now. I'm doing all of the houses around the Monroe Green and the Green itself and the churches. I just finished doing Aaron's house on Monday.
Woohoo.
So he can just stand on the front porch and present it himself, I guess. But all that's going to be written out and presented to you as a docent, however you want to do it. But my goal is to do this to cover the entire town, Upper Stepney, Lower Stepney, of course, Sioux in the Elm District, Elm Street District, and Monroe Center. So it's not just going to be one location. And you use the term rails to trails. There's not going to be anything specific on the rails to trails except for maybe the Stepney Depot building that remains on Maple Drive. So that's ongoing. Aside from that, I had wanted to do a presentation at the library. I don't have any dates yet. I've been married for over 30 years, so I never pick a date without my wife present because I'll screw it up. I guarantee.
Mm-hmm. Good man.
And she'll say, October, we're going to my mother's house on that date. So then I'm trying to avoid that embarrassment. But I wanted to do a presentation about Monroe's history from its early days as the New Stratford Ecclesiastical Society up through its incorporation in 1823 as Monroe, and up to present day. And there's a lot of work there, but also just kind of maybe as a separate presentation about the tools that I use to do what I do. And all of the things that are available online, all of the online maps, everything about, find a grave, all the information that's available in our cemetery, so on and so forth, kind of a behind the scenes look. And I might even learn something because I'm surely not the only one doing these sorts of things out there. I had also wanted to include two other residents, George Latanzi and Mike Sandone. I have not contacted them yet. I apologize. But I hope to do that this weekend. So it's kind of coming at it from a lot of different directions. And it's starting to happen. It's stressful, but it's happening.
And I think I shared with you as well, Kevin, yes, it's July 4th, but we have a whole year we could celebrate.
No, I understand. And that's great. And that's fine. I mean, it's actually much, much better.
Yeah. And I think too, it sounds interesting. So back to my little trail of lore and all of this.
Yeah.
Remember a long time ago, we were talking about a GIS and co-locating and doing kind of maps, something and showing where all the houses is that something we could work on at the end of the year, like doing something like that?
I don't, perhaps because everything that I am creating now for this commission, all of these documents they all have a photograph of the location and the address of the location, and then the history below that. So it is possible that something like that could be done. I don't know if I'm have the tech savvy to do it.
No, maybe we have people here, or we can figure it out somehow.
Yeah, I mean
Get permissions.
I know this town like the back of my hand. I can tell you exactly where all of these things are, but how I translate that in for everyone to know where they are, how we can do something like wouldn't it be great if you could have like a map of Monroe, like Google Maps, and just have some little sort of icon or indicator at each of the locations, even if you could do it just completely for like, either you said a YouTube page or a channel or the website, where
Mhm.
you could just go on there and open a map and just hover over each of these locations. And then the actual written document, which could open up as a PDF file, and it's all right there. Okay.
What you and I yes, and if you I don't know, have you ever done the Lower Naugatuck Valley trail where they
No,
actually do the driving tour and they have the same
no,
thing where you can have everything's
no.
online?
I know in the past we've had, I actually helped create a few of these for the Monroe Historical Society back in the 20 teens, and they were well received, but it was basically, um, we had to get, rent school buses for it. And the insurance for that and the school bus prices and the costs themselves and getting people to the locations to actually present from, because not everybody can do this sort of thing unless it's all scripted out. So it was quite involved. And I really like the idea of instead, I think it's far more practical to use technology to present this to the masses. And also, back when we were doing those things, I had full mobility, and I don't have that anymore. So,
Mm.
I'm not able to do the live presentations at each of these sites and get in the car and speed to the next location before the school bus got there and set my easel up with all my boards and all of that jazz. So, my current reality forces me to consider alternate means, unless somebody else is interested in taking that on. I know that there was a young girl, Martinez was her last name, who took some of the work that I did for the Bicentennial Commission and made videos at each of the sites there, and they're still up on the Bicentennial website. So
Yeah, and I think you're right, like that map where you could actually, maybe the map could be interactive and if not your car, a car goes to each one or something like that. We could think about like that.
yeah,
And you do it at your leisure. You don't have to do it
Mhm.
when
yeah,
there's one day.
exactly,
Yep,
exactly.
yep.
I like that idea. Like I said, I really I don't know exactly how I would do it, but right now my mind is just completely focused on getting enough of these locations completed to represent the greater town.
And honestly, this is a project that we could, between the library and the committee and the historical society would be a great thing to put out there and it does, again, like, it doesn't have to be done now. It could be done next year if we have to,
I
but,
kind of wanted everything. I kind of wanted my part to be done by the first quarter, just
right.
because.
I
Just
agree. I think we agreed as a committee we'd be done by
yeah.
July 4th, I thought, right?
So I'm
Right,
like,
some things, but maybe not everything. I mean, I don't know
well,
that,
I'm trying to work on this combined for the historical society's
Yep.
biweekly posts and this committee. Every night, I'm trying to. I'm researching and writing and editing all at the same time, with the biggest fear being that I'll type a date wrong or something like that, and
Mhm.
it's the accuracy is really really important to me. So
Right, right,
it's just um, it's like my regular process, but it's really compressed. So it's
right.
but I have a good guide. I'm going to be submitting my next article for the Historical Society tomorrow for next Tuesday. And then I move on to Aaron's neighbor, the Cyrus H. Beardsley House, which is the brick house on the east side of the green with the four chimneys.
Mhm.
I'm sure you're all familiar with it.
Mhm.
So it's ongoing. And, I'll be sending you information time to time, Nicole, so we can start to maybe work out a timeline, or you work on your end to see if you know anyone over there who has the technology to kind of bring that to reality,
Right.
that map of
And
Monroe.
then and then you are still figuring out lecture dates, right?
Yeah, I don't have any dates selected yet. How do you feel about that? Are you thinking
We book 6 months out. So
yeah,
you're looking right now, late May. Usually after May 9th, I don't do anything here because everybody is in graduation mode, First Holy Communion, all that kind of mode. So then we'll probably start booking again in June.
Okay.
Because
Well,
it's just the life cycle of people.
right. What are your thoughts with regard to that? I mean, is this
I'd
something like
probably
a
continue it on,
weeknight?
yeah, I definitely night. I would
Yeah.
probably continue it on Thursday nights because it's the only night we have free.
Okay.
Mondays is adults and teens, Tuesdays is children's, and Wednesdays is tweens here. We close at 7. And then here, the Thursday nights are wide open. So
Can you compile a list of available Thursday nights and just email it to me separate from the meeting here so that I can share that with George Latanzi and Mike Sandone? Because I can't really count on them until I kind of bring them into the loop on this. So
okay.
I think they would really add to the whole flavor of it all.
Yeah.
But I can't speak for them, and they're both married, so their wives are probably going to control the calendars the same as mine does. So we'll
Right.
see how it goes.
Right.
That's what makes us such good husbands. We're compliant.
Yeah.
So okay, yeah, that's where I am on this.
Okay. That is all I worked on.
Okay.
Aaron, I know you're straight out. Marita, were you able any event? I think you were waiting on Sue, so you couldn't do any event. So I'm going to go move on to sponsorships. Were anyone able to do any other sponsorships research?
Well, Nicole, can we?
Yes, I'm sorry.
Can we do a quick check on what events we have decided on or to do, and because that's also going to drive sponsorship on how much we need.
Can you all see it or no?
Yes.
Yeah, it's small, but we keep. Are we real?
Okay. Did you have something? Was there somebody there or no? If it's Sue talking to us, you're muted.
Sorry.
Okay.
I guess once you go through the sponsorship, I'm not feeling the day in the park. I wonder if we need to really explore that. Just saying.
I'm not feeling the day in the park either.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to go through this list to know where we are with everything.
Well, then you know what? I think that's a great idea, Donaldin. Let's stop here because we had a fife and drum presentation, and I don't know, have we canceled that or do we need to vote on canceling a fife and drum presentation?
Well, it's very much up in the air, very much dependent on funding. I did get a response back, and basically saying, "Let us know," but there was no money in the till, so
Yeah.
I was never able to lock it in. We had the price on it. I've actually right now can't remember the name of the band, but it was one of two that responded.
Yeah.
So I don't know if there was, if it was exclusively for this day in the park or there was another event where it could be put in. But if we can decide, I would like to follow up with them. I'm not the kind of person who typically likes to just disappear. So it's not the way I do business.
Yeah, I think that it was the intention to, when we last all spoke about this, it was supposed to be for the day in the park. But,
Yes, it was.
But I think that, if we're canning the day in the park, we talk about leveraging other groups and organizations to participate in the 250 celebration. And I don't know if maybe that could be something we could reach out to the Save Our Stepney would want to do something for the 250, and if the fife and drum could be forwarded to them.
Well, this kind of all started with Save Our Stepney because they did kind of a celebration, a Civil War celebration back in like 2013 or something like that, where they had a fife and drum.
That's correct, right?
I know that recently I had heard, I want to be careful the way I present this, but I thought that Joel Leneker would be, really, because he's such a creative person. I thought that he would be a very good fit for this commission, and but I had heard that he said, if they're not paying me, I'm not doing it. So whether that's true or not, I don't know. But reaching out to them at this point, I don't know what would come of it. Now he's not. I don't believe he's the president any longer. I think Kathy Laura is, and Kathy's extremely approachable and friendly and all of that. And not to say that Joel isn't friendly, but So I don't know if you wanted to contact Kathy Laura with regard to that, but I don't think Joel was on board with it. It's a different kind of culture over there. They're always angry at Monroe Center because they don't feel they're being represented. But maybe
That's funny.
I keep calling Stephanie Little Easton and they don't like it.
Mhm.
So is it still active? So so are we gonna do, what's the next step on the fife and drum?
I think
Money?
I don't.
both of you.
Yeah, that's what it
Yeah.
was. That's what it's been all along is money, and I can't lock them in if we don't have the money. And now, if we're talking about this day in the park and it's not very practical,
Right.
then I would move to just kind of close that chapter with the fife and
Okay.
drum.
Or else, Kevin, do you want us to have to try to approach the Save Our Stepney and see if they want to leverage, say, an activity for the 250th celebration and forward the fife and drum to them? What do you think?
I don't. I am no longer a member of that organization.
Uh-huh.
I had heard rumor that it was kind of in its finality, shall I say?
Okay. Yeah.
So I don't know if they are. I think you would have to contact them, but my sense is that it would not be successful.
Okay. Okay.
Can I throw out a suggestion maybe?
Sure.
Did you
We talked, or I don't know if we talked about it or not, but marching together or having a representation in the parade.
That's down further, so let's
Oh,
stay
okay.
here.
All right, I'll wait till we get there, but I thought we could tie them together.
Oh, you want them to pay for them to march with us?
Yeah, basically, that would be something we could contribute to the parade, plus a banner.
Misunderstood.
That's actually a very
I like
clever
that.
alternative, Sue. But
Thank
once
you.
again, it boils down to money.
Money. Yep, and
And
availability.
and at this point, just so everyone knows, if it wasn't obvious, that was several months ago that we had our last communication. So I'm not even sure if they would be available for that.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
And I mean, what's the money situation currently? It's pretty much the same as it was, is it not?
We're spinning our wheels if we haven't got any money.
Yeah.
What else, Nicole? What else?
So is this then, should I go ahead and cross that out and give Kevin the okay to go ahead and cancel the penciled in date?
Well, you said something about the parade. What about the parade? Could we tie it to this? And if we know we're doing something, if they're available, we could focus on raising at least enough money for them to walk with us.
Misunderstood that, if you want to keep it, okay.
So, but I guess the first things first, to Kevin's point, are they really going to be available on Memorial Day? Probably not at this point. So,
Not at this point.
yeah,
I would be surprised.
right. Do we have a banner that we could at least carry or something if we do the parade?
I'd have to put a reservation in. Like we had all the paraphernalia we had for the proclamation day.
Right.
I don't know if they have a banner. It would just be like that, not the tablecloth, you know what I mean.
I just think if we're going to be in the parade, I think we have to just be more than just ourselves walking down the street.
Well, you could Maybe Aaron could dance.
I could be a
Rollerblade?
wounded patriot.
Yeah, I mean, it's more than just being it's more than just committee walking with a band.
Agreed. Agreed.
So we could, although this group more than likely is not going to be available on Memorial Day because it's already probably booked. Maybe if we participate in the parade, if we get funds, we put a focus towards spending the money on what we can do in the parade with those having any funds.
So we're back to fundraising. Do we or don't we? And why the hell won't Terry Rooney give us any money?
Well,
So let's stick to this. So I guess my
Yeah.
question, let's go back to this line. Are we letting it go? Or are we keeping it here and proactively raising funds toward this?
I would move, all things considered, to cancel the band.
Agreed.
agree.
I agree too.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. That's easy. Yeah.
Okay.
I like the idea.
No.
No, I don't either.
Nicole, do you need some sort of formal vote on that?
I
Aside
don't
from,
know. Do we? I think, all
I
right,
don't know.
all in favor of canceling fife and drum presentation at some point, please say aye.
I
Aye.
I think that was a unanimous.
I think so too.
definitive there.
Okay, then we have the next item on here. Whoop, pardon me. That's a day in the park. And okay, come on, go away. Okay, day in the park. This was a great idea. Sounded like a lot of fun. We'd had a lot of stuff going on in here. How are we? Sue had a put out there the feeling not so great. Anybody else?
Well, Kim, maybe I didn't make the last meeting. Can you give me a little history behind any information that's come up to make her change our minds on this?
We haven't done anything. It's like it's 4 months of a lot of planning. We haven't done a thing to raise money or organize anybody. So my feeling is just practical. Like
Yep.
we have the day reserved, but we should tell Missy, let it go, because we don't want to hang her up either.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That's just my 2 cents.
Yeah.
Not to be a Debbie Downer.
Well, I have that sense anyways, but that's why I was asking what were there other situations that might override that. But yes, I think to do this day in the park, it will require every single one of us to be there that day, in some capacity, and that may not happen.
May not happen, and we may not have. And I was visioning it that each one of us would be a team captain. So one's going to be the parking captain, one's going to be
Yes.
this captain,
Yeah.
one's going,
Yeah.
and so it's a
Yeah,
lot of
that-
walking and a lot of running that day,
Yep.
and that's
Yep.
hard too.
Yep, that was my vision too, right? So I was never. I'm in favor of canceling this.
Okay,
All right.
let's
So what do
put
we
it
have
to a
left?
vote. Everybody in favor of canceling the May 9th day in the park, please say aye.
I
I
Aye. Was anyone say no? We want to go forward? That's unanimous. Okay. One moment, please. We have a cemetery visit. Yeah, that's it. There was a cemetery visitation in honor. Aaron was going to try to lead this with Donna Lynn and the VFW post. Sounds interesting. How did that go?
Well,
Is it
I haven't
going?
pursued it yet, but I don't see. Let me ask one question. I heard about earlier. We were talking about doing that rails to trails, etc. in October. Are we allowed to go beyond January? Yeah, July 4th.
I mean, personally, would I love everything to happen before July 4th? Yes. I can tell you that I can't book all my lectures before July 4th.
Yeah.
That I know. So I personally, because we, in the December 4th meeting, we challenged ourselves. What can you do? What can you really, as a
Right.
event chair, do? And I can do lectures. I can do, a rail to trail. I don't mind that. I can do a lot of things, but I can't necessarily do it before July 4th. And like lectures here, I know what my people are programming, and I know that people use this room that we're in now all the time because it's like the only night that it's open. So I knew I wasn't going to give myself that pressure.
Fair.
So with that, I could say then that opens up the ability to try to leverage this activity.
For November?
I'd put it more in September, October. November, they're going to start, veterans, they're going to start putting wreaths on graves, those wreaths across America and all sorts of things. You don't want to compete with that. So I think you have to go somewhere September, October.
So, but it's a cemetery visitation in honor.
Yes.
So doing that
It's all
in
frozen.
September?
Yeah, you froze on me there. This would be a visitation, right? To do a service there or at each, and maybe place a flag on all the veterans' graves that are there, whether it be American or a 250 or so. So the VFW, because we're going to try to leverage the VFW and the American Legion to do that activity. So.
And the Girl Scouts would be available. I already asked about it to
Yeah.
help plant flags, and
right.
We've done it before. So
right.
And you've done it because and why I'm asking silly questions, it says early May, because in my head I'm like, oh yeah, that sounds good for Memorial Day, but you think it could also fly in September?
Yeah, early May 2026 to get those guys together now. Again, we've lost time. I don't know about May because they're going to be there. May is going to be out completely. What am I saying? For the VFW completely. May is their full month for Poppy Drive.
Right.
So they're out and done. They're done.
If
They
we
carry forward the Poppy Drive partially into June if they can, and then come June, the auxiliary does activities for Flag Day and does a Flag Day drive for their, raising funds. So you've got the VFW at least that's unavailable in May and June.
if we don't do American flags,
Mm-hmm.
if we do 250 flags,
Right.
I don't think it matters when we do it. And then
Correct.
others are going to be putting American flags on graves
Right.
between Memorial Day and then again in November for Veterans Day. So
Right.
if we can figure out how to get little baby 250 flags, that's great. We could do that.
Yes.
We could just a handful of people and do that even before, around the July 4th time,
Right.
probably.
I think that's a good idea because they're going to be, because the veterans organizations definitely go out in May and start putting
Right.
flags out on the graves there, as well as like the schools that all do that commemoration too. So May is not a good month at all for that. I think September, October is a better time frame. You're right there in the middle.
for Girl Scouts also, they most of the troops shut down for the summer. So
Yeah.
once school ends, like there's a couple troops that go through the summer, but most of them shut down until school starts back up.
Yeah.
Which doesn't mean we wouldn't get volunteers, but it's harder to get the volunteers together.
Mm-hmm.
How do we figure out getting 250 flags?
I think the 250 flags are a very nice thought instead of the American, because the Americans are already going to be there, most of them, for Memorial Day.
Right.
All right. That's an idea. That's
Can
cool.
I ask who it, because I wasn't at the last meeting, where and who is the Provincial Mother Home and the Holy Family?
What?
At the bottom of the event.
Of the event, see the box in column, row 10, column B there, cemetery visitation honor, where to place the flags, the last of the cemeteries there, because I didn't add that in. Provincial Mother Home and Holy Family, where are those?
Not a clue.
they didn't come from me because I know all the, well, I made sure when I put this in, I did it because I pulled it from the bicentennial and then some.
Hmm.
Is
I don't know
one-
what they
is
are, so
the-
I didn't add them.
Is there a cemetery? There's not a cemetery at the old Marion Heights there, right?
Not a
There
clue.
is, there
Is
is
that-
one there, but it's only, from what I
None.
understand, it's for them.
Right.
Sisters.
And they are
Yes.
the, I mean, Donna Lynn, we have a list of the,
Yeah.
sextons in the office and all the cemeteries. So if you want to
Yeah.
double check, I can check.
Just was curious.
Just remind me.
There's definitely one there.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
only for the nuns who,
Yeah.
But it
who
might be
sadly
just
are
for the
passing away quickly because
sisters.
they're all in the 90s.
Okay.
So let me go here. We've got the history tent or the library. And this is back to Sue's
Mhm.
previous event discussion.
Right.
Correct? This is what we were looking
Correct.
at?
Right?
Yeah, 7, 8, and 9 are that.
Okay, so we're gonna, so we're gonna do we're gonna start February 1. Did I hear that right?
Ish, as close to everyone as possible. Yes.
Okay. All right, we'll see. I'll copy
All
that.
right.
All of them.
Mhm.
Oh, this is the one over here. This is it.
What's this
What do we got?
contest?
America's Field Trip is a nationwide contest that invites students across the country in grades 3 to be part of the 250th anniversary. Ends on June 30th.
March 30th.
March 30th.
March 30th. Oh, what was I thinking? So, I mean, that's that's that other contest that's going. That's an,
Yeah,
includes
I'd make this a
original,
separate
and see,
line
this is,
item
yeah,
event. I wouldn't mingle this with what this current line item is saying, which is the art, the Monroe part of this. I would make this its own line item then.
yeah, because this is actually artwork again in response to the contest prompt. What does America mean to you?
Right.
I do that separately. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's something I think that shouldn't go out to the schools. I think that should go out to the town, everybody, not just the school students.
Mhm.
Well, it's actually only for school students. I mean,
Yeah.
I can put it on our Facebook and
Oh,
whatever.
yeah.
It's only for students 3rd through 12th.
That's
So
why I said it has to get promoted through Joe Cobza then a lot. Mm-hmm.
but
I
everything,
mean,
it's going to be commingled with our stuff no matter what. We're going to get questions left and right. This is not good.
I know, but I'd keep it as a separate line item.
I agree.
Not mingle it with number 9.
okay.
Maybe put that out tomorrow versus waiting till we do our thing. I don't know.
I can do that.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we do our flyer, we can make sure it's definitively Monroe specific, inclusive of Kate.
Yeah, because I don't, if it's like other things, I don't think we really have to the only thing we have to do is, communicate to, let's say, Joe or someone to someone in the school that there is this program available there. After that, I don't think we have to do anything because they're going to get the literature and it's going to tell them where to submit the applications, etc. And it's got to be a governing board that's been set up for this. That probably doesn't include us.
Sure. But then we are going to get commingled, I'm sure. Anyway, we'll figure it out. We'll just get our flyer up as soon as we can too,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
and
All
make
right,
it very specific.
I'll work on that too. I signed up back in December for this America 250 traveling exhibit. Not a clue. I said for February, I haven't heard if I won. Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Oh,
It's a CT Humanities. We'll have an exhibit tied to the commission's themes and Connecticut's role in the revolution for the next year. 4 pop-up panels. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I have no idea. I signed up. It was free. I said, sure, we'll do that.
yeah, it's worth a try.
Why not? It was free. There's
Yeah.
your day of reading. That's definitely May. I don't think there's anything new in there. Is there anything new in there, Donna Lynn or Sue?
No, that's what I just told you, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah, that's going on. I got it. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Karen did not share, and I don't know how far, if she got anywhere with about Light Up Monroe.
I think the last letter I saw, it was, she wrote to us, and she was working with Veronica Condon and Deb Heim on this.
I'll
They
call
were
Veronica.
trying to get the cost to get the candles as well for it. So that's the
But
last
then
I saw.
then again, it's all money.
Oh,
Is it?
Unless,
Because that
unless,
wasn't the intent for this when I put
no,
it
but
in.
we don't have money to buy the kits.
Right, but that wasn't the intent for us. But this was the intent, was that we would leverage other sponsors for this, for their activities, and they would do it because as part of an activity for the town.
That's why Deb Heim is on there. Yep, because she's Women's Club.
Right. I'll
Got it.
I'll follow up with put that me in there. I'll follow up with Deb. I see Deb and Veronica enough times. I'll follow up with them. Okay.
Sounds
sure.
good.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, no bonfire now that we're going into October?
I
No,
think we
the
said the Liberty, oh, there it is. That's canceled.
Oh,
the high school does a bonfire at the beginning of the school year. So that's
so
the place they do it is at the high school. Like I'm not sure there's another place we could do it unless they want us to go on the beach, which I can't
yeah,
imagine. I can't imagine they'd let us do that.
The pit outside of town hall.
Yeah, there you go. That works.
It's well insulated, at least on three
Plenty of
sides.
space.
oh,
So that's
but that's so,
canceled.
oh, that's disappointing. I was really hoping for that
Yeah, I
one.
like the bonfire idea. That was
I mean, I don't understand why it's so. If this high school does it, well, that's fine. It's the high school. This is town.
What is it doing though? How are we celebrating 250 with that?
Well, it was coming up with ideas that were kind of resonating back to the historical days or so. All right. Well, how did it? Okay, I'm going to throw it out there. How would a day in the park resonate with the
It doesn't.
250
It doesn't talk
celebration?
about.
Same thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So but we were gung ho about that.
Mhm.
All right.
So here's what I did. Here's all my stuff. History lectures with Monroe, doing all that. This is the celebration of song that was canceled last time.
Yeah.
The parade. This, as you said before, Vita Stone who came up to me? Yeah, Vita came up to me, and I didn't know what we were. I said thought somebody was going to reach out to her, but then I don't know. What do we think?
I think we would need at least a cart to be towed upon, since not everyone is able to walk the entire thing. And I don't think we should exclude anybody, but a pickup truck and a hay trailer. I don't necessarily know anyone that has those, but I know people around town do.
Oh, so what will we do in the parade? Just ride and wave?
That right?
Pretty
Yeah.
much.
I mean,
What you do with the Girl Scouts? I
Yeah,
mean,
the Girl Scouts.
that's what you do with the Girl Scouts. Did you do with Derby Historical? I mean, that's all you
Yeah,
do.
the
Yeah,
Girl Scouts march in it. Fawn Hollow marches in it.
Yeah.
Those are two things I already
yeah, but
get pulled into.
but I they
It's an
do.
awareness. I think it's an awareness
It's
thing.
awareness.
I don't know. I just see us having.
That's all. That's
we're
what I
the-
used to do with the Trumbull Library. We were
we-
watching them their parade.
Yeah, but we were formed on a mission and a purpose, and just to have us in the parade doesn't seem to bring that forth.
Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave it there because I think we've got mixed results. So next time we'll talk again.
I know that Vita doesn't do the line of march until she wants it ostensibly 2 weeks before the parade, but
Mhm.
sometimes she's not getting it until a week before. So we have a little time.
We have time. She said that to me too.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
And then
So-
did she offer the cake to you?
I'm not taking the cake because it killed the grass in front of my house, my library. No, we're not doing it.
No, it started off, they started it for the bicentennial at the Grange and they only did that far.
Yeah, that was not. Yeah, that's not how it was supposed to originally go.
Right. But it's
Anyway,
a hill.
So day of service, I think we said no. Oh no, that's you. So what's the contact name that you're giving to Marita? I couldn't hear it. I'm sorry.
I didn't. It's a teacher at the high school. She runs the Interact Club. Her name is Lauren, Leuren Iverson, IV as in Victor, ERNSON.
Iverson. Okay, good.
So Marita should be able to reach her via email, no problem, with the Monroe
Okay.
Public Schools.
So you guys are going to talk about, I just put that here just for the heck of it, so I don't forget. I can clean it up later.
Sue, you're gonna send me her contact, right?
I do not have it, but my suspicion is it's L. Iverson at monroeps.org.
Okay.
If you
I
go into
will
the
figure it out. Okay.
yeah,
All right. Thank
if you
you.
go
Where is she
if
at
you
the
go
high
into the
school? I'll look it up right now.
if you go into the high school website, it'll give all the emails.
Okay. One of the things too, I talked to, when I sent this on over to the Historical Society, I had suggested that we could do, Historical Society, we are willing to do things about receipts for cooking, foraging, partnering with Web Mountain, Kellogg Environmental Center. I don't know for summer reading programs. I don't know, Kevin, how that went over, if what you think.
I really don't have any comment on that. And I know that
Okay.
Karen has kind of left the building with regard to this, but she's still the president of the Historical Society.
Okay.
So as in that role, if she has indicated that, those things would happen with the society, then she has to answer to that.
Okay, I will follow up with that.
Thank you.
Yeah, I can tell you already that children's, this is us, we've already 6 months out. They are already making fans, red, white, and blue American flag fans. I don't know what grade they're doing it for, but they've already started
Aw.
crafts. So they got stuff going already.
That's nice.
So yeah. This walk
Aaron
of
wants to
Lord,
say-
huh?
Aaron wants to say something.
Oh.
Got his hand up.
Yeah. I was just following up for Merida. So it doesn't give you the address, but if you do the Massic website and you click on her name, it opens up an email. It doesn't give you her email in that contact. It gives you like a form to fill out.
I bet 100%. When I was at the schools, it was sdgeorge at monroeps.org. So it's probably L. Iverson at monroeps.org.
Thanks,
But-
Sarah.
Hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
Mhm.
That is it. The last one is the GIS mapping we talked
Okay.
about before. So we'll work on that. And then this is America's field trip. I'll move that stuff down here. That's really it.
So
I
do
think
we
that's
have-
more, I think we can handle it individually and stuff like that,
Can you wait? Can you go to row number 12 for a minute there? Right there. Oh. The item number 12, not row number 12. The number that's in column A, number 12.
Sorry, misunderstood.
I know. That's okay. Light up Monroe. If never mind. I'll hold my thought until after I talk with Deb and Veronica and things. Okay.
Did anyone talk to Debbie about DAR and doing presentations like at lectures, any partnering there?
Was that ever on the schedule? I don't think it was.
No,
My head,
but
in my head, it's been in my head, but I didn't want to like jump. And I'm like, I thought we talked about, somebody said something, but then I'm like, I couldn't find it. And then I'm like, okay, maybe I just wait. All right. I'll talk to Debbie Heim about DAR because they have, who was it? Holly they did with Trumbull,
Yeah.
the lecture with Holly.
Mm-hmm.
So get that here too.
So in the end here now,
Mhm.
how much money do we really need?
Not much.
I have 4 projects listed that we've all agreed on. Dave's service, Kevin's informational tours, celebration of reading and school projects. With the exception of Kevin maybe needing some media assistance and, whatever stuff might be printed or whatever, that's a 0 balance for us. None of that will cost us money.
Right.
That will or will not cost us money.
Will not cost us money.
Right.
These are all 0.
That's what I'm looking at overall.
Yeah.
I mean, the only potential one could be the light up Monroe, the luminaries. But
I don't have that on the list. I don't think, well, yeah, that's really depending on what Karen, how far she got and whether or not
Yeah.
we have to put money out for it.
Yeah, I'll follow up, like I said, with Deb and Veronica. I mean, this is not bad if we do it this way.
So what happens if you do fundraising and you make more money than you need? Where does that money go? Who gets it?
Me,
Yes, it goes to Sue. No, I don't know. I don't know.
As
I think
usual.
it's,
Well,
It
let's
went-
think about it. I mean, I can do some, whatever we can do, maybe.
She does have a vault at her job, so it makes
She does.
sense.
right?
I think,
Well, there's things that I mean, okay, it's zero really outlay, but let's think maybe snacks. It could go to snacks.
Mhm.
It could go to refreshments. I don't know what it could go to. But I mean, you're right. As Sue said, it's only a couple $100 now instead of a couple $1,000 now, if we wanted to do any kind of sponsorship.
I'm just curious where the money goes if it's not used.
I
I don't
Because
think I don't
the
think
Bicentennial Commission has leftover funds.
it
I
went,
we
had
can't
heard.
use them. We can't use them,
We
Kevin.
can't use them for this, but
no,
if we have unused funds, what happens to them if you
I
can't
think it
use
goes
them?
back to the town like a general
So
fund.
the extra money they had for the bicentennial is going back, and finance won't let them give it to us. It's going back into general fund, to Donna Lynn's point.
Right.
Correct.
So I don't
And-
think we need to fundraise at all, is my point. If we need to raise a couple $100, that would be one afternoon of three of us going around to our favorite vendors asking for $100 each.
Well, hold that opportunity, hold that thought, because I did reach out to one entity tonight, and it could be that we would get that couple of hundred. So let me just see what goes on with that, okay?
Okay.
All
Sounds
right.
good.
And let me stop you guys there, since we did kind of jump right to sponsorship. Besides Donna Lynn having a contact, did anyone else get an opportunity to walk the streets or go anywhere?
No.
Yes, I did.
Yay, Maria, what did you find?
I actually went in person and provided the potential sponsor support letters to 8 businesses. So 2 of the Edge Fitnesses clubs, one in Trumbull, one in Stratford. I also provided one to the Creveno brothers for the jiu-jitsu right here in Monroe, to the Meet Me, Verizon, Awesome Toys, that entire strip actually. So a total of 8 received that letter that I handed them.
Cool. Yay. Thank you for doing that.
Well done.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Monroe Social has offered, but at the time, to provide food for our day in the park. But since we're not doing that, he doesn't want to give money, but he would be more than willing to do some sort of sponsorship like that, food, beverage, time.
Just send it
Gotcha.
to Ray's house.
Maybe that could be useful on what's that day in October you're calling it, Nicole? The Rails to Trails, or what
And I
is
don't
that?
know that we're doing that. I think that's going to become a virtual
Oh,
lore to Trail of Lore, because I think we're going to use the GIS mapping and
okay,
do it that way.
So
okay.
Aaron, if he's going to donate food and say the day of service, we get like 4 locations that are going to be doing things.
That's good.
Maybe it's simple as he donates beverages and snacks, and the captain of that organization picks up at his business. We can maybe utilize it that way. That way, Constantine is driving around town with a
Oh no,
snack truck.
yeah. I would end up helping him, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I typically do
So-
when he volunteers for things. So
Right.
Okay. So we're gonna stay. So do you want to stay on hold net for now until you hear back from me on a commitment? Or do you want us to still go out because I was gonna go out this weekend and next for the ones that I was assigned. What do you think?
Personally, I feel very uncomfortable going out soliciting for money that we don't know what we're going to do with, to Kevin's point.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to burn bridges that maybe I could use in the future for other organizations if we're not going to use it.
Right.
But if you think we need the money very specifically, I'm all in. But it's kind of a double-edged sword, because we need to get the we need to get commitments now, but if we don't have anything to use the money for, I'd hate to say no, thank you, and give the check back. So like, it's kind of an awkward spot.
Right.
Right. So then, so hold. Oh, yep.
Let's
Sounds
hold.
good. Sounds good. I just have to say that in going back to the event schedule, I personally feel very comfortable now with what we have decided to do, because I was actually kind of worried when we had the larger projects on there on how we would be able to even leverage them.
Mhm.
Yep. True story.
I feel very comfortable, confident, and I think what we have is very, very, very well done now.
We were very ambitious and now we're realistic.
Yes. Well, yeah,
But it's good to be ambitious, you know?
Yes.
It
Yes.
is.
It's not the big event that Bicentennial did, but it's still something to like celebrate the country and Monroe.
Exactly. So it's not just a Monroe thing, it's a national thing. You know, we are representing that in our own way, in a realistic way.
Mhm.
Right.
Don't worry, there's still anxiety.
When none of the kids do a project for us, yeah, it'll be anxious.
Well, that day when we maybe make that announcement that this is at the library, we have a day of, to announce all that there. And that's another opportunity for Monroe Social to come through and provide
True.
some
Yeah.
snacks there too.
He's always willing. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
So
I
He
know,
is.
he's
whatever we
great.
need, he'll step up, I'm sure.
Yeah. Everybody go to the Scottish night that he's having this month.
What's on Scottish night? Haggis?
Haggis.
Yeah, once a
Burns
month he
night.
does. Yeah, once a month he does a cuisine dinner.
Yeah.
And
Does
this
Aaron have a kilt? I bet he
I
does.
typically don't attend.
You
Same.
don't?
Yeah,
No.
well, because I typically eat a lot of gluten free, like my wife does, and
Oh, okay.
for
Burn that
$150 or $200, I don't need to
Yeah.
just go have 4 or 5 drinks without eating any food.
Okay.
Exactly.
You
All
can
right,
go
let's
with
come
it
back
and
to the light. Let's come back to
All
the light
right.
because I know you guys are busy.
It's almost time to go. Yes.
Was there anything else on events or sponsorships that anyone had any thoughts before I let you guys go?
I have none.
oh,
It's all good.
Anything on new business that we needed? Okay, so then our next meeting will be hybrid again. Where am I? I think I would know. Our next meeting is Thursday, February 5th. And then we'll just continue our conversations of events. I know sponsorships are on hold, but we'll just leave it on there just for the sake of it.
Fair enough.
Anything else for the good of the cause?
I will just officially follow up with the Fife and Drum Band to cancel the requests.
I will do same with the water view.
And Donna Lynn, could you just do the same for Missy?
yes, I
Or-
will.
Thank you.
Will do.
Good. All right. Well, thank you very much, everyone. Thank you for jumping in and have a good night, everyone.
Thank you. You as well. Good night,
Thanks.
everyone.
Bye.
Take
Bye,
care.
everybody.